Hey, welcome to my bunnies morning routine. So Ngwevu and Ndlebe have a very simple morning routine, nothing too fancy, but it is exactly what they need. We have gotten to our own little groove now. It's very simple, very easy to follow. I will walk you through everything, and of course the bunnies will too. So let's get into it. First, you're going to need to know where things are. So everything is in the closet. We have the bag that I move around, and then we have the refill box below. You'll also need the newspapers. So we have the thin newspapers on top and the thick newspapers on the bottom. So you're gonna need one thin newspaper and then one thick newspaper for every refill and everything, okay, whenever you're changing the litter box. You're also gonna need the dustpan to sweep up around the sides. And so there's another thing you're gonna need. It's just under the sink. When you do need them, the refill bags, the garbage bags are underneath the sink. We have more than enough, so we should be good. All right, let's get into changing those litter boxes. So, to change the litter box, I recommend doing one at a time, okay? So I didn't show this, but what you're gonna need to do is actually just put a handful of hay so they can chew that while you work, so that they're not in your way. So I sweep up any debris, any excess poop with a little dustpan, and I get 2 of the thick newspapers for the big litter box, and I put them like so. And what I do is I flatten it out using my feet because I am a size 8.5 and it just works like that. There they are again. They like smelling my little feet. So what I also do is I get the thin newspapers. Now, I take 2 pages of the thin newspapers as well, and I spread it out too and layer it. And so I stomp on it again and I flatten it and I fold it. Just like that. And it's good to do one bin at a time, otherwise they will pee on the ground. I change the bins twice. So I change them once before they sleep at around like 9 p.m. and then again at 9 a.m. when they wake up. So these only need to be changed twice a day. So with the smaller litter box, again, I only use 1 page of the thick paper first and then 1 page of the thin paper second, and I do the exact same thing. Just stomp it out, hey, stomp it out, hey, walk it out, hey, walk it out, hey. So that's all I do. And then when all of it is said and done, you just put it back and boom. Bunnies are very clean creatures, so as long as these litter boxes are done and refilled, they will not pee on the floor. So then I take out, after I've dumped out the old litter, I put it all into that bag and I put this bag onto the deck outside of the house so that the house does not stink. And I keep the little screen door open so they have fresh air and stuff, but I still make sure that it's closed. Now let's get into refilling that hay. So to refill the hay, I actually use the smaller bag that I showed you in the beginning, and I'll move that to the area so that anything that falls they can eat, right? So I take 1 handful of hay, okay? 1 handful. And what I do is I take that handful, 1 or 2, and I will put it into that little circle ball that you see right there. Now, the longer pieces do work better in the little ball, but don't worry about that too much. I just kind of let them chew as they go. It's hard to do with one hand because I was filming, but you know, you'll have balance and stuff to do it with 2 hands. But yeah, I put 1 handful into that little ball over there, and then 1 handful into the smaller bag on the side. And then I did not show this in the video, but I also just do 1 handful and put it on the ground so that if I'm gone for a longer time or it's overnight, if they finish the hay that's in the, the feeders, they can just go to the ground and graze from there. And that works perfectly fine. So yeah, all in all, it's about like 1 handful for each, or 1.5, whatever works best. But keep in mind, if you put too much hay and it gets old and stale, they don't tend to eat it. They're very picky. It's really weird. But anyway, I put the bag back in at the end so that they cannot get into it because these guys are really smart. And yeah, that's just me readjusting. Okay, that's random. Okay, I mean, yeah, and I kind of just clean up their area. What I do is I sweep. I actually have a bigger broom that I didn't show in the video, but I'll just sweep around. Okay, next let's get into watering plants. So the plants are watered once a week on Fridays. That's when I water the succulents and the cactus and the aloes once a week. But the golden pathos right there, I water around 3 times a week, twice a week. It's very dramatic and expressive as a plant, so it will shrivel whenever it wants more water. But yeah, again, those aloes are also watered once. I'll use the same watering can, you know, this little watering can right there, the same one that I use for the bunnies. You know, you'll see me refill that. That's the same one I use for the plants. They all drink the same water as me. The only difference is my water's in the fridge. And there is Ngwevu just staring off into space. I don't know what she is thinking about, what she is seeing, but yay.
Let's go. If you could gaze into the future, you might think life would be. Excuse me,
That's bunny life for you. All right, so the bunnies are watered more often than the plants. They are watered every day. So what I'll do is refill, and it's better to just dump out the hay into the toilet because it will not clog the toilet, although it will clog the sink. And what I do is just I rinse the bowls. You can use a tissue as well, and swirl that around and, you know, just get that out the way. Nothing too fancy. I don't use soap because these are bunnies. They have very sensitive stomachs. So I just wash it with water. Again, they just use water from the tap. I forgot to say this with the, I didn't show this with the litter boxes, but when you're cleaning the litter boxes, I also use a tissue to wipe up any of the excess debris at the bottom. So yeah, I use tissues to wipe everything, but yeah, this is the water section anyway, so let's not talk about that. But anyway, I just put the water like this. Also, you just refill it whenever it's empty. Top it up, you know, like the waiters at the restaurant that actually do top up your water. Wait, before you leave, there's a few things you need to check in first. All right, so you make sure that this screen door is closed. Make sure that bag is outside. Make sure that they have a little window so that they can have air. Make sure this thing is up, blocking the Wi-Fi, because they like to get back there and chew it and almost accidentally die. Make sure that this is closed because there's a wire behind the washer and dryer. So we want to make sure that is closed as well. Perfect, that looks good. We make sure that the guest room is closed. The bathroom is closed as well. Ooh, it's not closed. Okay, there we go. There we go. We closing the door. And also I make sure that the blinds are open so that they can get some sunlight and just, you know, enjoy life and just look at the beauty of life. Look at it. Yeah, and there it is. Very simple, very chill, nothing too dramatic. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this made perfect sense. Ask me if you have any more questions and I can definitely answer those in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe and comment and like. This is my simple routine. I was very intimidated by other routines because they all had like huge equipment and it was dramatic and it was beautiful and clean, and I was like, oh my gosh, but nah, this is the simple routine. Bunnies do not need much. They just want to be loved and cared for. So as long as you get this done, they're going to be perfectly fine. All right, thank you for watching. Bye.